Welcome to the digital frontier. Over the last 7 days, specifically July 1st, 2026, we have witnessed a massive shift in how the world views self-improvement. The era of loud, colorful, positive affirmations is fading. In its place is a movement defined by shadows, silence, and what experts are calling dark motivation. Tonight, we break down the research behind the success in silence phenomenon and the viral release that started it all. The pain nobody sees. Last week, the visual story The Pain Nobody Sees exploded across platforms, generating 2.4 million views in just its first 72 hours. This wasn't just another motivational video, it was a cinematic synthesis of high-fidelity anime aesthetics and deep psychological insight. The project introduced the world to the silent architect, an individual who abandons social signaling and external validation to build their life behind closed doors. On YouTube, channels like Shadow Wisdom and The Stoic Path used 8-minute narratives to showcase the lonely room phase of success. On TikTok and Instagram, the dark discipline subculture adopted the Chapter 1 The Lonely Room anthem as its anthem. This movement marks a pivot toward the stoic villain, someone willing to be misunderstood or even disliked by the public to maintain their internal boundaries. But there is more to this than just a dark aesthetic. On July 3rd, a landmark study was published in the Journal of Applied Performance that provided the scientific backbone for this trend. It introduced the dopamine-independent consistency model. Researchers identified discipline as a neural bypass. While most people rely on motivation, which the study classifies as a biological luxury, the silent architect relies on structural consistency. This allows for high-level output even when serotonin and dopamine are low. Furthermore, recent analysis in The Atlantic has highlighted the social reality bias. This is the danger of sharing your goals too early. When you tell the world what you're going to do, your brain receives a premature dopamine hit, tricking it into feeling like the goal is already achieved. The success in silence movement, or ghost mode, counters this by removing all social signaling, ensuring the only reward is the actual result of the work. The technical execution of this movement is just as fascinating. The release of The Pain Nobody Sees coincided with the July 1st launch of Noir Gen 4.0. This AI tool allows creators to achieve stylistic precision, think blue-black color grading and 8K cinematic rain. Psychologists note that the stylized nature of anime serves as a safety bridge. It allows viewers to project their personal traumas onto a protagonist more easily than they could with a live-action actor. This has led to a clinical breakthrough. As of July 5th, the Collective Creator Studio announced they're using these dark motivation narratives in therapy. Patients are encouraged to visualize their internal storm as a narrative arc, using these chapters to process distress and build resilience. As we look back at the events of this past week, one thing is clear. The self-improvement niche is hardening. Audiences are rejecting the shallow hustle culture of the past. They're choosing a more reclusive, disciplined path. In this new landscape, silent success is becoming the ultimate status symbol. Discipline is no longer seen as a choice, but a biological necessity for survival in a loud world. Remember, your results don't need an audience to be real. Sometimes the most powerful work is the work that nobody sees. Keep building in the dark.
वीडियोस बनाने हैं फिल्मोरा है ना।